Hello everyone, this is Simon Street and I'm going to discuss today's watch list, and today is July 9th, 2020, starting with ABX. Seems like there's a bit of a range for this stock, 37 to the downside and 38 to the upside. Other than that, it seems to be in a good mood as long as gold is going higher. Another gold stock is probably $88 to the downside, and again $90. So this is pretty much, I'm not saying a range bound, but this is what clearly showing up as a potential resistance for this one. If you look at where my cursor is, so $90 was, and I think is, a potential ceiling for this one. Definitely a key point, a key level to watch. Another gold stock is going higher, closed about $14 barely, but it did. So that's a key level to watch. If it happens to go below 14, I would start putting alerts around 1360, 1350 to see how that works out. AMX, not a huge volume player, but it might be a good one, especially if you're considering that pretty much from June 20th, 20-ish, it moved from 160 up all the way to 310, which is pretty good. Anyways, that's the history. The near-term future is that watch for $3 to the downside and 320 to the upside. So 320 where you can give a little more or get a little more stocks on your account if you happen to flirt with this idea. ASR, definitely $10 is a bit of a turning point or a key level for this stock. So that would be to the upside. To the downside, anything below 950, it's probably more reason for potential selling pressure. ATD, it's been on my watch list for a while. It's more like, well, let's see how it goes. Not a huge mover. I wouldn't even spend too much time on it explaining. AUG is a good one. Again, it's very similar to AMX, so I guess gold is definitely having an impact on this one. Not a huge volume with this one. 280 to the downside I would watch for, or anything below 275 is what I would be maybe concerned about, the short-term potential of this stock. AXU is on it. It's okay to have it. It's not going to be a stellar move, but as long as it stays above 310, it's pretty good. 330, where I would say it might have some selling pressure due to a potential ceiling. Watch for it. BLDP, or BLDP precisely. It has been going up very, very nicely. If you're in this stock since early July, then you should be very, very happy about it. 27.11 very closed, and as long as it stays above 26, this is a good one. But considering the huge move it has performed in the past few days, pretty much, it might be some sort of a selling pressure. So the first level to watch would be around 26, and next one is around 25. Anything below 25 might be a reason for short-term concern. BOS, very, very nicely, not a huge volume, but moved up very nicely, especially yesterday. A key level was 19. There was a lot of activity around 19, and this is what level I would be watched to the downside. BSR is the next one. 205, and more precisely 2 was the key level, as you can see from this chart. So the first level to watch is 205. The next alert I would put is at $2. So anything below that, maybe just to get out. BTO, yeah, gold is keep going higher, and as long as it happens, this is going to be a good one. Probably I would watch for $8. I know it's very close to it, but this is the level I would be setting as an alert to the upside. Probably maybe a longer term chart would tell you what's going on, but more precisely, more importantly, the price of gold is going to be a good indicator how high this can go. Uranium player, CCO, it's been on very nicely yesterday's watch list and today's watch list, as you can see. So it has a bit of a setback yesterday, but 1450 to the downside and $15 definitely these are the two levels I would be watching for this stock. CF, very, very nice moves. $7, I would say, or 7.10ish, where there might have been some sort of a heightened activity for this stock. So watch for 7.10. If you want give a little more than $7, and alert under $7 is highly recommended for this stock. CFP, pretty good, very nice. Anything under 12.50 should be maybe a little bit of an alert, but it's a nice move in the past few days. So this is a good one. CG, yes, it definitely showing signs of 16 as a good support for this stock, and this is roughly or 1580-ish where I would put an alert. Anything below that, well, probably maybe you considering scaling back or getting out from this stock. CGL, yeah, I'm showing stocks which are not really huge volumes, but whatever moves I can present them in a form of a watch list. Moves very nicely higher and higher. So around 15-ish, I would say, or 1504. This is where some sort of activities were actually taking place. So watch for 1505, 15 if you want to give a little more. It's not going to be most likely not going to move very much higher, but it's a good one to keep an eye on. CIX, yeah, so $18, definitely something to watch for. Under $18, it might be more of a selling pressure. The volume is, as you can see, is going pretty much around the average volume. But yesterday's range was more like an indication for me that there might have been some sort of a liquidation going on. But I can't really see the same thing from the volume chart. CNR, yeah, a little bit of an upswing around 120 is what I would watch for. So it's more than $1 above that level. And 122 and anything above 123 would be even better sign for the bulls. CP, very similar company to the previous one, is 350. I know it's just closed about 350, so it's not much higher, but a key level to the downside I would watch for would be $345. I know it's about $5 below the current close, but that's the one I think will be very, very key to watch. Around 357, 358 is where I would watch for the upside. So again, this is obvious that $300 stock. You have to give a little bit more wiggle room to it to move either way. Going to the utility companies, CU, it's a little bit to the downside, and you may be surprised at why I put it on there. The reason why, because around 3350-ish, 3360-ish, what I would be watching for, it may or may not bounce from this level. So anything below 3350, probably, it's not worth it. But if it happens to bounce from 3350, 3360, then this could be a good one. Based on the numbers I see so far, I know it's early morning. It's supposed to be opening around 3375, that's the bid, and 3434 is the ask. So I don't really want to dwell on how much I don't trust in the pre-market numbers in terms of bid and ask, but this is just something to keep in mind. This could be a good bounce. I'm not sure. It's a possibility. Dollarama has bounced up very nicely from these levels, so which I would say around 45, 40-ish. So that would be probably something I would be watching for the downside. There was a lot of activity around $46, so that's a good sign. So keep an eye on 47 to the upside. If it breaks that level and continuously goes higher, then it might worth to keep an eye on it and maybe keep it on your account. Precious metals wise, again, DPM is going higher and higher. Very, very nice. To the downside, I would watch $9.20-ish, and that would be probably to the downside. Volume goes higher and higher, which is a good sign. Accordingly to the according to conventional wisdom. DSG, a little bit of a setback, but bounced up from 74. So keep an eye on 74. That could be a key level to watch to the downside, to the upside, 76. ECN, yeah, it's maybe not the most convincing player of yesterday or the past few days, but it is going higher from 390, now it's 425. Could go higher and higher. It closed about 420, which was essential to break this sort of a key level. So it might go higher. 430, if it can go close above 430, this could be a good one. EDR keeps going higher. Nothing more to say about that. As long as silver goes higher, EDR can be benefit from it. I would put an alert on just under 320. I know it's closer, so maybe 310 to be but definitely watch for 310 because that's a key level for these stocks, for this stock. EDV pretty much in the same place space as the previous one, so I'm talking about EDV right now. Watch for 35. Not too bad. We'll see how it goes. EFR is slightly to the upside. Couldn't really handle 220, and that's a key level to watch. Anything below 210 might be a reason for concern and maybe for more selling pressure. Another darling these days, the ELD keeps going higher and higher. Watch for 14. That's where I can see a previous high, which is going back to end of April. So watch for 14. Otherwise, just keep watching, keep it on your account, and maybe add to it if you wish. Carefully, but add to it. ENGH, Enghouse, I believe, getting some support from 76, which is good. That's a key level to watch. Anything below that or anything below, let's see, what is that? 75 would be something I would be keeping very, very close eye on. EQX, well, what can I say about this one? This is very nice. And just interestingly, the cursor stopped at 1530, which probably I would put as a excuse me, as a key level. FD, very nicely moving higher. My cursor is actually working really nice automatically. So I would say $17 or anything below 1660 would be something I would be watching very closely. Not a huge volume, keep in mind. Otherwise, this could be a good one. Moving to more of a minor space. FM, very nice. It was $10 was a very, very nice level to watch. Another one actually bounced off 1050, and since then actually keeps going higher and higher. So anything below 1130 would be a reason for the concern, or more importantly for an alert. I think it's a good one, so enjoy it, and we'll see how it actually goes higher and higher, or lower and lower. FNV, yes, FNV, $195 level, I would be the one watching for. It closed just above that one. Well, actually not. It's 195.56. It's a good one. This kind of a shadow for the yesterday's trading range is a little bit of a concern, but 192.60 was a good level for support, so I would watch that one. So anything below 192.40 should be a reason for concern. More importantly, for alert. Everyone needs food. It opened very, very much higher, much higher than actually it has closed, as you can see from the candlestick chart. Not too bad. It has stopped at the previous high, which was 2 days ago. So that is something you definitely need to watch for. 580-ish, where I would put an alert if I happen to own it, or if I want to get on this food cart. Silver company called FR is very, very nicely going higher. 1350 is the one I would be watching for the downside, and 1450, 1460 is to the upside level based on what I can see. And not going very much further away from the same space, FVI. Yes, around this is where it actually gets a little toppy. the volume actually increased from the day before. So watch it very closely. It should close above 690 to continue with the bull case, but anything below 650 is maybe, you know, reason for different kind of considerations. Maybe shorting, maybe scaling back, or maybe liquidating from that account. GAU, very small player. Nice move yesterday to the upside. Huge range, especially if you're considering that it wasn't such a huge volume, around 780,000 shares exchanged hands. So it's a huge range. It's a little iffy right now based on the chart, but you never know. Maybe this is one of those you have to buy it, leave it on your account, and maybe forget about it and just watching it from time to time. So it's something to watch. That's all there is to it. GCM keeps going higher. 720 is a key level, as you can see, all the way going back to mid-May. And this is the level it has been trying to get above or close above, and it didn't really happen. So 720 I would be watching for the upside, and probably under 7 I would be start considering maybe getting out, and anything below 680 is definitely a reason for getting out. Gold, I guess it's a gold player, got a nice support around 230 based on this little chart, very nicely bounced off of my red line, and if it happens to fall below this line, so anything below 225, 220, yeah, that would change the perspective very, very, very much to the upside. 244, 245 is definitely, if it happens to close above 245, that's a pretty good sign. Going more to the utilities front, it was on my watch list for the past while, moving up from 25, and right now it's the 2560 level. Pretty good watch for 2680. If it happens to go above and close above that level, that's a pretty good sign. To the downside, 2580. So pretty much like you have a little bit of a room going downside. This is a utilities company and not going wildly, as actually it is not expected, which is 1.4 million is the volume. So it's a good play. HBM keeps going higher and higher, has a bit of a hesitation around here, 430-ish, closed above it. So let's see if it continues the same way. I would put an alert just under 410 to the downside to see how it works out. This one goes higher, and as long as gold is going higher, it's not going to be too bad. So HGU should be okay. This is a level to watch for, which is 32. Might be some sort of a resistance and maybe a bit of a support around 31, or more accurately 30.50-ish. So these are the 30.50 to watch for, 31 and 32. Natural gas numbers I think coming out today. So watch for how it actually works. It's not the most convincing one, but you never know how it continues or how it doesn't continue to the upswing. We'll see. HQU, as long as the markets are going higher, is going to be very nice. And watch for anything below. Let's see, this one is 2830-ish. So watch for 2830-ish for to the downside. Volume actually kind of drying up, but doesn't really mean all the time that this is something of a ominous sign for the stock's potential to the upside. HZU, kind of spotty, not a huge volume, keeps going higher, stopped pretty much at the previous high. So if it continues higher, that's nice. Anything below 1150-ish, probably a reason for concern. That's pretty much a key level to watch in my eyes. IFP, very, very nicely up from 1150-ish. That's the level I would be watching to the downside. Maybe 12 if you really, really cautious. But overall, it's looking very, very nicely to the upside. IMG, very nicely going higher and higher. The key level to the downside would be 560-ish. But if you're more risk averse, then I would put an alert anything around 590-ish to be on the safe side. INE, not very exciting. It's good to have it. Watch for 1980, 1990 to the upside, as you can see by chance again. And anything below, what level is that? 1940, 1930 to the downside. ITH, yes, and nicely bounce up from the yellow line, which was support around 250-ish. It's not going to be make you instantly rich, especially if you're considering the volume, but it's, who knows, everything and every single stock, or most of the stocks start small, especially in the resource space. So we'll see how that goes out. ITR, another small player, don't want to spend too much time on it. Anything below 190 is a reason for concern. Some sort of support around $2. We'll see how it goes. Nothing very exciting. IVN, the only reason it made it to my watch list because of this nice potential bounce around 380, 385. Let's see if there's a bounce. Otherwise, just to get out of it because it's not worth it. It's just more like it's a bounce play maybe if it happens. Another gold play keeps going higher. Good. 1050 to the upside, and probably I would watch around this level, which is a 990 to the downside. So alert is my recommendation for you is around 990. I'm really sure that you're getting sick of the gold plays, but whatever plays, you have to play it. KL is nice, huge moves, especially if you look at the chart since end of June. So nice. A watch for probably this one, which is 6120, which is very much higher than this level here. So you have to stomach, if Kirkland happens to go lower. KNT, similar space again. I'm getting really sick and tired of this, but it is what it is. 460-ish, I would be watching to the downside. It found some support around 450, which is a good one, which is a good thing to know. So it should get some support around 450, 460, and that will be something I would be watching for this particular one. So I think that's a key level to keep an eye on. LAC, a little bit lower than the previous highs, and it has found some support at 720, as you can see at this level here. And that's why it's good to go back to within a reasonable time frame in your chart to see which one actually is good, which levels are key to actually spot. And this is around 720, so watch for 720, 715 to the downside, and it should close above 770 to make it a true bull case. But over 300,000 shares exchanging hands is not something what really excites most people. Equally true to LGD, found some support at 210 and around this area. So keep an eye on anything under 205. It's a reason for concerns. Mining space again above 25. This is a very nice place. So I think miners are having a really good couple of days. Let's see if it continues this way. Watch for 20. Anything under 2480, 2470. So I would put an alert around 2470, and that will be my take on it. LSPD has come down a little bit. Found some support at 36, so definitely alert for 36 or 35.80 to be on a safe side. LUG getting another gold play. Seems like a resistance at 13. Watch for the 13 level to the upside, and found some support around this one. But I would put 1250-ish as a key level to the downside. So that would be an alert for me. London mining, good, above 760, which was a pretty good sign. And I would put an alert 740, give it a little more, but anything below 750 would be something I would be keeping a close eye on it. Another silver company, very nicely, very safely above this level, which was 1950. I would watch for 1950 because that's a key level to the upside. We'll see how it works out. It had some issues with 2050, 2060, and that would be something to the upside. Key level. MTL getting a little toppy here, and $8, very crucial to watch for $8 and how this stock behaves when it actually gets closer to $8. To keep a very tight alert for this one. Anything under 770 would be a reason for maybe scaling back. Moving on to MTI, very nice play yesterday. Even day trading wise, it was pretty nice above 28, which was a key level very safely. As you can see, this was a couple of important hits to 28. So I would watch 28. I know it's a lot of room to play for this one, but as considering almost 15% move yesterday, I think it's a good level to watch. But definitely, if it happens to go below 30, I would watch for that level and maybe scaling back. NDM getting a little toppy here based on this chart formation, so watch for 230-ish, 220, I would say 226, 227. So I would put definitely alert, nothing else but a 227 to see how this actually behaves to the upside. Yeah, this around this area, 250, 260 is where it seems to be having some sort of a selling going on. Maybe a longer term chart would tell you a whole lot more about this one. NGT going up very nicely. I can see why 85, 86 was a little bit of a concern for this stock yesterday. So watch for anything 85. So 86 is a key level. As long as it closes above 86, it's a good sign. 88 would be even better sign. But to the downside, definitely watch for 85. And don't know what it is. Keeps going higher. Keep an eye on it. If it happens to close below 210, it might be reason to get out. But in terms of the volume, it's okay-ish. Nothing stellar, but okay. There was a lot of buy around 210-ish, so that's a good reason, good level to watch. NPI keeps going higher, not a huge volume, but steady move to the upside. Watch anything if it happens to fall below 34.50-ish. That will be a reason for concern. A similar thing goes around this particular puppy called NVO. Alert to the downside around 390. To the upside, I don't know. Let it run to go higher and higher. OGC, I love this one most of the time. Very good for day trading as well. Alert around 319, 320. Other than that, just keep playing. Seems like Ola has an issue with $4. So watch for $4 to the upside, and to the downside, I would say 385, 380. Anything below that, it might be reason for some concern. OR should be getting some support at 1450, which it got. Watch for that, and even more importantly, watch for this 1334 level to the downside. And the upside, probably 1380-ish is something I will be watching for. OSK, yes, key level to watch is $4. As long as it is above $4, it is good. To the downside, watch 390 or 380. So these are the 380, 390 is the one to the downside I would be watching for. And if it goes above 420-ish, this could have even more upside. Open text. Sideways move for a long time, almost like a month. So not very exciting, but just keep an eye on it. Never know. Another silver player above 42, which was a key level, or more importantly, it was 41.50, 41.60 was the previous key level. So I would watch for that level. If it breaks down below that level, that would be a time to get out. So alert should be around anywhere you feel comfortable, but that 41.50 would be a reason for me to get out from these stocks. PG 230 is definitely a level to watch to the downside. below that level, it might be reason to get out to the upside, let it run. PGM, not a huge volume play, and that would be something I would be watching for. So, and I may have to have another session for today's watch list. I have to break and to see how this one worked out. Let me just stop it, and I will continuing from PGM.